Our life is not always a happy time. Sometimes we feel sad, sometimes we feel frustrated, and sometimes we feel just excited about life. But sometimes we feel some feeling that hold us back to become who we should become. It maybe takes days and maybe takes us months or even years to be able to defeat this feeling and to go through it. We call it fear.
In this video, I will teach you a way to be able to break down the loop of fear and to be able to go over it in your life for good. Fear is one of the most powerful psychological hidden influencer behind our actions, our thoughts, and our behaviors. Our ancestors used it as an internal defense mechanism to reduce risk and to be safe and survive. The question is it really possible to control it? To control something that has been there in our brains for millions of years and get rid of it for good? But why do we feel the fear? Our brain first job is assuring our survival. Then pain avoidance in our lives. So when we face a decision or a situation that maybe will cause us harm, discomfort, or maybe pain, even though most of our modern causes of fear are misleading and unimportant, but we still react irrational and without good judging over our own actions and reactions. Fear of hunger for many will cause us to grow irrational and angry. This comes from the fear of our primitive ancestors starving to death. Our negative association with hunger used to keep us alive, as we were binge eating as much as we can because we never knew when will be our next meal is. Now we binge eating until obesity because of our old subconscious association with hunger. Our fear tells us to get as much as we can before we run out of food. So what happens when we feel fear? Our intelligent mind shuts down. Blood flow goes from the intellectual mind or our sophisticated mind to the reptile mind or our oldest unsophisticated mind, and we start acting on the survival mood. As our amygdala and our limbic system are in control now, and as they control our automatic and subconscious responses, we don't think about taking the most intelligent action. But fears create a frame of mind that we have to act immediately. The impression that we are going to avoid something dangerous that maybe will cause us to lose our lives, we enter a heightened state of emergency and we believe that we have to act now. It is not about the correct action, moral action, or a favorable action. It's about the most immediate action. How do we react when our fear is activated? Some flight. You go to do something else. Others freeze. You waste time and procrastinate. Some fight. You try to power your way through it and try to fight yourself. And you will never win because it is like fighting an angry gorilla that weighs more than 800 pounds. What you need to do is calm down the gorilla. Calm him down. Then you can redirect it where you want it to go. And some faint. You lose conscious power. You take your foot off the gas and put your foot on the brake. What type of fear do you feel? Fear of success? Fear of failure? Fear of being embarrassed? Fear of being judged? Fear of being ridiculous? Fear of making mistakes? Fear of not being smart enough? Not good enough? Fear of change? Fear of others being smarter than you? Fear of what others think about you? Fear of not having enough to retire? Fear of always struggling? Fear of loss? Fear of the unknown? Fear of looking bad? Insecurity? Fear of disappointing myself or my family? Comment below and let me know what type of fear you have. We are creatures of habits, and habits are our own way to make thoughts, feelings, and actions automatic. So our brain starts to conserve energy, and you don't have to think about your actions every time you want to do something already familiar to you. Fear left unchecked becomes a habit. You maybe have some fears for 5, 10, or 30 years now, and that is not serving you to take the actions that you need to go to your next level or to achieve the goals that you want to achieve in life. So I want to teach you something to break down the loop of habit by creating another habit for yourself. I want you to do this. I want you to write down one of your fears, just one fear. Then, what I want you to do, to write one small action, one tiny small action that you can take to move you away from the fear that you have and toward what you want. For example, let's say you have fear of being on camera. What I want you to do is to start filming yourself every day for 1 week. Film yourself just for 2 minutes. Then watch it. Don't delete it. Just do that. Don't show it for anyone else. Just do that. Just for 1 week. Look to the camera, grab yourself, talking, smiling, or even doing silly faces. For 2 minutes every day for just 1 week. Maybe it will sound like, oh my god, I can do that. But there is a logic behind it. When you start moving away from what you are afraid of and toward the thing that you start changing the neurological pattern that you have. When you take that little action, just looking at the camera and making silly faces, you start lowering your fear responses in your brain, in your feelings, and in your physiology. Start with that. Then the next week, choose to do another action, maybe talking to the camera or any other actions that you want to take. By doing that, it will become easier and easier for you to change yourself by hacking your old habits. And with time, you will become a new person. If you are struggling to build healthy habits for life growth, I would love to help. Reach out to me on my webpage, mahmoudabdelati.com. Contact me there or book a call with me and let me know how I can help.
Be sure to check this video next on how to look and feel good. You can find the link in the description below.